on this morning, and we'll look at some of the neighboring states as well as the national issue.
Thank you very much, Ma. Good morning, Mr. Bioro.
Good morning, and I greet all our Muslim brothers that's welcome to the month of Ramadan.
Good morning, Haji Abayemi.
Akinlolu Abayomi.
Akinlolu Abayemi.
Good morning, the anchor man. Good morning, Nigerians at home.
Good morning, Mr. Abayemi.
Good morning, and thank you for having me.
Now, you can join the conversation. You can listen to us irrespective of your location. Just log into Diamond FM's website, www.diamondfm.net, or just a magic dial 88.7 FM. You get to listen to the program Editors Hangout irrespective of your location. Follow us on across our social media handle at Diamond 887 FM on X, formerly called Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. You can watch us live on YouTube, Diamond 887 FM. Diamond 887 FM. Let's get into our discussion. But before we get into that discussion, like what Mr. Abiodun said, we also have to Ramadan Mubarak to do Muslim faithfuls. Not just that, also to our Christian brothers who also started their own Lent today. Seems to be an holy month of February into March in Nigeria. We hope we get all the good things in this month. Let's start our conversation. Let's start with Mao. Let's look at what is happening with the KRM movement in Kwara State and the recent defection into the ADC, who seems as the main opposition party heading into the 2027 general election. Looking at the KRM movement and what has happened between them and the current ruling party in Kwara State, because these are part of people, let's call them aggrieved members of the APC. Is this the ADC in Kwara? Are they giving us any vibe of a political equation or just a political group, just almost synonymous to the ADEWALE we saw in 2019?
Thank you so much for this question. I believe that the KRM, the Kwara Redemption Movement, cannot be in any way compared to the ADEWALE revolution of 2019. Because ADEWALE of 2019 was much more a public revolt against establishments. But in this case, it's a group of elites that have come together for one reason or the other against the ruling party in the state. And for this, some of the reasons are not clearly defined as the ADEWALE, which is a public show. This might end up being made much more political allies within a group that has decided to merge with another emerging political party.
Let me bring you in. Chairman Mao made almost two positions. Alhaji. That's what I'm saying. Alhaji Abayomi, sorry. Oh, no wonder.
Please go on.
Yeah, he had two positions. Yeah, in terms of is the Kwara Redemption Movement, the KRM, are they any way there's an alignment there? Can we just are they synonymous to the ADEWALE revolution that we saw in 2019? And he started with, he said he disagreed with that. He does not think it's something close to the ADEWALE movement. And most importantly, that the ADEWALE movement is almost like a revolution from the people of Kwara. Let's start from there. Do you agree that the ADEWALE movement is also a revolution from the people of Kwara? Not just also a group of oppositions who brought themselves together and have a strategy of taking government from the ruling party then? Or you believe it's just the whole of Kwara who revolted against the then administration of Kwara State?
Thank you, the anchorman. I agree with Chairman Mao. The two situations are not comparable. We had a situation where a political dynasty that had been in control of a state for close to 40 years. Close to 40 years.
40.
It started
more than.
It started in
Yeah, but we can start from 1999.
No, 1979. It started in 1979, and because what really offered the starting point for Otoge was what happened in 2011 when the dynasty, because it actually became a political dynasty in 2003, because that was when it began to have the features of a political dynasty where you have members of the same family holding political office positions, occupying positions of authority at the same time. When we had Senator Bim Saraki representing Kwara Central, and we had Dr. Bukola Saraki as the governor. So what now became Otoge started in 2018, precisely on May 18, when the APC, controlled by the state government and the then political leader, Dr. Bukola Saraki, had the Congress at the banquet hall. APC had the Congress at the banquet hall. And Honorable Mashood Mustafa and Chief Chief Akogun, what's his name again? Chief Akogun was still in PDP then, but Honorable Mashood Mustafa, Honorable Sakao Lododo, Sakaku Kolododo, Alaji Rahim Adedonya, and others, they had their parallel congress at Aka Center. And they produced their executives. That was in 2018. That was what gave birth to Otoge. That was what I would refer to as what, because then we had.
So you mean Senator Bukola Saraki was part of the Otoge movement?
No, what I'm saying is what offered a starting point for that Otoge was that parallel congress.
Now, my question is what Mao said. Mao said the Otoge movement started with people of Kwara. Because he said the difference between the Kwara Redemption Movement and the Otoge, in his own opinion, is the Kwara Redemption Movement is an alliance of elites. Probably we'll call them political elites, opposition. But he said the Otoge movement is a revolt from Kwarans who decided that they needed a change in the then administration.
Yeah, that was what I was trying to explain. As I said, the two situations are not comparable. The 2019, in the case of 2019, we had a political dynasty. And the political elites also were the one who fed the people, the masses, with propaganda, lies. I would say some are true, some may be true, some may be, I'm saying it as in propaganda, trying to demarcate.
Allegations.
They made allegations, and they made efforts to demarcate the political dynasty. And because of that, the after effects was, one of the after effects was the decision of the people to move against the political dynasty. But in the current situation, what is obtainable now, we don't have a political dynasty in place. We have a political party that has produced a governor, and we have opposition in two major opposition political parties. We have the PDP, we have the ADC, and the two of them, they are not going conspiratorial against someone who is heading a political dynasty. We have the ADC going on its own lane, maintaining its own lane. We have the PDP maintaining its own lane. They are not working together. But what we had in 2019 was Saraki, people who are in support of Saraki in one camp. And the other side, we have people who are against him now using propaganda to get the support of the populace. So you cannot compare what happened in 2019 to what is happening now, because they are poles apart. We don't have, number one, we don't have a political dynasty in place. Number two, the opposition, those who are members of opposition political parties are not working together. And there's no possibility of them working together.
Mr. Bayomi, you think this will affect the chances of the APC?
Yes, who are those KRM? Who are they, one by one? How many electoral seats do they have? We speak now. That is the first thing we want to answer. The case of Otoje was a complete rejection. I don't like the word dynasty when you are talking democratic politics. But nevertheless, when more than one member of a particular family is holding political office, you may want to look at it that way. But I would prefer to say that a particular political structure established by the late Olusola Saraki determined politics of Kwara State from 1979 to 2019. Even during the military era, if they appoint 15 commissioners, 7, 8, 9, 10 sometimes will come through that, the late Olusola Saraki. And in 2003, he decided, well, as Alhaji ADEYEMI said, that it's time for my son. Already the daughter was a representative. And there was that very interesting rigmarole of playing with our intelligence of somebody and somebody and somebody. But at the end of the day, we thought that it was just a big game for the father to hand over the political structure to the son. So this KRM and Otoge, they are not in the same category at all. You will discover that the whole Saraki structure was rejected outright. In the words of Wike, Okada without bus stop, taxi without parking. That is the current status of Saraki in Kwara today. Okada without parking, taxi without bus stop.
You mean the leader of the opposition party?
No, I mean Dr. Bukola Saraki.
He is the leader of the opposition party, the PDP.
One of the opposition parties.
There are many opposition parties, so he's one of the leaders. But we see that by and large, maybe he's keeping his powder dry. But like I said, they will have to work very hard. In fact, they are not the same thing. The Otoje was a complete rejection of the preceding 40 years of politics in Kwara.
Mr. Bami, you don't think this is also undermining the political strength of the Kwara redemption movement?
Well, I think it's not the same thing as they have said. But I think in one way or the other, it's a plus to the ADC. And one way or the other, it's a minus to the APC.
Because, like you said, politics is a game of numbers.
Sure. And according to them, they said they have like 20,000 members in Kwara State. So if
that's huge.
So if that is true, that is huge. And that means in one way or the other, the ADC is getting stronger. But whether they are now able to challenge the APC, that's what we cannot say for now. Whether we like it or not, it's a plus to the ADC. And one of the former rep, Masud was part of those people that moved to.
Talking about
so whether we like it or not, it's a minus to the APC. Because these are one of the people that are strong in APC before.
Now, who are they? Can you list 3 or 4 of them? Masud Mustafa is a nice man. But politically, what does he control? He was a commissioner once. He went to rest once. I think you understand what I'm saying.
Alhaji, you want to
I want to disagree with Mr. ADEYEMI. That Honorable Masud Mustafa, he talk assessing his political relevance and value, and electoral value. You see, he had a structure that he built way back 2018, and the structure is still intact. And I'm honestly speaking, he has people who are supporters in all the wards in the state. That's the truth.
That's the 193 wards in the state.
Yes, and the structure is still, and I will cite.
So my question is, if he has that structure, then why do we now think if them leaving the APC does not affect the chances of the APC in 2027?
What I never
that's just one man.
No, you have not said that.
I never said that. What I said was that compared to the movement, the decision taken by KRM, considering the people who are key actors, if that's the aspect I will agree with Mr. ADEYEMI, apart from 1 or 2.
But do you think their exit from the APC can strongly affect the chances of the APC?
Not strongly. We have people like Dr. Masud that I was talking about. The current chairman of Ilorin South, Honorable Kodo, was a member of his group. And I know a lot of them because that group is still intact. I don't want to make another.
You said once.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. That the fact is this: some are leaving, some are joining, some are joining. So what I was just trying to say that is not someone that one can say is not relevant politically. But I will agree with Mr. Abraham on one aspect. And that aspect is the fact that majority of the leaders of the KRM, if you assess all of them, you can only pick one or two that have electoral value. That's number one. Number two, don't forget that Honorable Mashood Mustafa was the one who single-handedly financed Otoge until those who were in PDP moved to APC when Saraki left for PDP. And I even supported a good number of them to buy nomination forms. So what I'm saying is this. Yes, if you are assessing all of them, one person stands out, Honorable Mashood Mustafa.
I think Saraki moved to the APC in 2015.
One thing we should realize in politics.
In 2015. In 2019.
He left APC for PDP in July 2018.
Okay. No, I just want to correct that initial because we're talking about Otoge in 2018.
And the fact that they have an alternative, a structure now, means that APC too will not be without their own crisis. Especially when they start to have Congress in the next.
Let's even look at some of the accusations on. Chairman, you want to add something, Mao?
Yes, I want us to get this right. That politics is full of alignments and realignments. As these people are moving out of APC, there are some other people who are moving into APC too. So the same thing, even in PDP, with its problems. Some people are still moving to PDP.
See, transfer window. So let's look at some of the accusations leveled against the governor of Kwara State. Some have accused him that their exit from the APC is due to his own lack of leadership, like some have said. That some of his leadership attributes have been questioned. Example is what has happened in around Challenge area with the complex of Honorable Mashood, that he has not managed some of his group and the APC very well. That's why you are having these things heading into the election.
Those are some of the things you should expect from politicians. Politics, just as I've just stated, there are alignments and realignments, but at the same time, there are a lot of conspiracy going on within themselves.
And you should not forget that they are in the same camp before. So it's already Loredo way.
Thank you.
So and whether we like it or not, that's possibly that they may realign in future. So that's why
even after what he has done, destroyed his business.
Definitely.
Let us
Definitely.
become advocate for Mashood Mustafa.
Definitely.
We have to be careful.
Definitely they can still be realigned. Definitely can still be realigned because it's because of alignment that makes that place to be able to build that structure. So in future they can still realign. That's politics. But the fact still remains that ADC is one of the alternative in Kwara because whatever that moved there, it can be an attraction for others that are given APC in future.
Let's get our
move to that part.
Let's get our conclusion in this topic. Okay, Alaji, you want to add something?
Well, what I wanted to say is that in the fact that a party is small today does not mean it cannot be big tomorrow. You remember Mimiko in Ondo State? He left the big party, Plodiful, the then sitting president, the Baba from Ota, and went to contest in that small party and won the election. So, but somehow, I do not see the politics of Kwara as being so sophisticated as to be able to identify an individual as a leader. You know, the politics of the Southwest is much more sophisticated than that of the North Central, particularly Kwara. We still have this Agbero, follow the leader, you know, syndrome, Okoeko, Beske, kind of politics in Kwara. We have those issues. There has never been a leader that people will not say is deficient in one way or the other. I think you understand. So if this particular leader or governor is interested in building skyscrapers, that if you study policy, they will tell you that is his own idiosyncrasy. I think you understand. If a particular leader wants to wear long cap and be dancing, that is his own idiosyncrasy. So it will always
We'll
be
go
like
to
that.
that one with long cap and the dancing one. You want to add something big?
Thank you, the Uncle. The point is this: politicians are funny people. When they are enjoying and when they have things done the way they want, that person is a very good man. But once he doesn't dance to their tune, he has become a bad man. Akogun Kule Oyedepo, Iyola Oyedepo, before 2023 governorship election, he was going everywhere abusing the governor. Shortly before the election, he became his friend. After the election, he became his enemy again. After he failed to nominate the local government, before the chairmanship election, he wanted to nominate the APC candidates for his local government because he wasn't given the privilege. Then the governor Abdulrahman Abdulrasaq became a very bad person. So politicians, it's just what we are supposed to do as journalists is to just watch the assistive film.
Then sorry again, I'm now a pensioner. That place, that building that was demolished, when I started working, it was Pensioner Square. Then one man became a commissioner for lands and housing, and it was changed to another thing. I think you understand. I will not say more than that. It was Pensioner Square. It's the pension in Nigeria Union Pension that owned that place. When I started working, this is Lori. Then one man became a commissioner.
Whose name will not be mentioned.
Lands and housing. Then one complex came up there. Let's leave it at that.
0913-655-6952. As I was saying earlier, that's the number to call. So our conclusion is the Kwara Redemption Movement, they've left the APC. They said they are joining the ADC. And we think that they are relevant, but we do not think that it will affect the chances of APC in 2027.
That would be too categorical. Let's just see how like you said,
It's a film.
It's a season film. Let the film continue.
Let's look at what is happening in Osun State. But before that, let's see if we're lucky with this call. Hello, good morning. Your name and where you're calling from? Mr. Rotimi, share your contribution within 60 seconds. I'm fine.
Happy Ramadan.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
The problem we need to know, as yourself, we need to be careful with Nigeria politicians. Most especially at this time around, they are coming up again. Akogun, I've said several times, he was betrayed after the 19 election. He was betrayed because there was an agreement. Let us be reality. They have an agreement. And everything, when this man came up on board as a governor, took up all this agreement, he tore it up. He said that he's not among of that people make a decision. Therefore, he doesn't know anything about it. He tear it up and follow his own personal something. And that is a real betrayal. Let's talk about the reality. And from there, again, you said he was out a candidate for chairmanship. He did not give it to him. That's another thing. Because God could have been trying his best. I want to tell you something. He tried during the 19 election. He tried so much for October. Unfortunately, he does not work with them because he thought Akogu was trying to, do something there. Akogu is an educated person. He's a lawyer.
Thank you very much.
He's all the mentor. He's all the mentor as a politician. He has been a politician for how many years? So many years. He's over 70 years old now. What are we talking about? Thank you, bye.
Thank you very much, Mr. Rotimi from Moro. I think he evolved the opinion that Mr. Kogun's political structure is still more relevant, and the disagreement between him and the current governor of Kwara State is due to agreement between both of them that was not fulfilled. Wiki, we say agreement is agreement, you. Good morning. Your name and where you're calling from?
Good morning.
Good morning.
Calling from Oka.
Mr. Bamidele Gift, 60 seconds. Share your contribution.
Yes. People, joining this today, even now, joining that tomorrow. I remember after the agreement with Taraki was in PDP with the late Taraki. Then, they ensure this would be that the governor said when he disagreed with the governor. In 2023 election, he was campaigning with the governor. Before the election, he reconciled. So how do we reconcile that? Let's be honest. If I disagree with something, let me stand by it. Not that after they have come to cajole me or assist me, then I'll still go back. We should fight for principle, not just interest, so that we can be patronized. That's the way I see it. So
Thank you very much. I think there's also, personally, I think there's something we also need to educate ourselves about politics and politicians. The fact that there are disagreement today does not mean that there cannot be alignment tomorrow. And even within ourselves as human, I can disagree with you today, probably because we have discussions which obviously we have two different beliefs about it. But does not mean we bring up another discussion and we do not share the same belief. That does not make you or I a bad human being. Let's go back into our second conversation today and let's talk about what is happening in the Osun APC. This is one of the off-cycle elections that we are expecting in the year 2026. And everything seems to be fast and thick. Politics is currently thickening in Osun State as we speak, because everybody is doing everything possible to see if they can retain or grab power in Osun State. For the APC, they want to grab power, take back power in Osun State. While for the Accord Party, not the PDP this time around, or for Governor ADEWALE, is also in the quest to retain his position in power. On one side, there is the problem of the local government funds, which everybody is accusing themselves left, right, center. On the other side, there is the Okefia Bridge that has not yet been opened, and there's talk around that one too in Osun State. The visit of the president, or the expected visit of the president, which both sides have talked themselves about protesting and also creating chaos and scenes about the visit of the president. Politics is currently happening in Osun State. But let's also talk about another very important issue, and that is defection in Osun politics, especially from the PDP to the APC. And it has to do with lawmakers who won under the PDP in the last general election. Because noticeable, like 5 of them have defected into the APC. And this was also prepping, just beginning about to welcome the governor into the APC, like we all believed then, before what happened and he joined the Accord Party. But the lawmakers are still in the APC. And as it is expected in politics, they need to obviously work for the party that they are currently representing. Does this also affect the chances of Governor ADEWALE? It's 2026 already. Some of them, they have accused him of not performing and just dancing.
I think the next election in Osun State is coming up on August 18th. And to the glory of God, politics has started to wear itself out in Osun. And the 5 federal lawmakers that defected, they were thinking that the coming of Mr. President last week Saturday to Osun to welcome them into the APC will further boost their morale as new members of the party who are at the upper echelon of the party. But to the chagrin of everybody, Mr. President couldn't go to Osun. Even Chief Bisi Akande, the first interim national chairman of APC, didn't turn up. And even some of the members, the former national secretary of the party, Senator Omisore, his camp did not turn up. So some other few camps there. It shows that possibly APC is now in the hands of Honorable ADEWALE and his protege. Yes, who is now the governorship candidate of the party. Definitely, this poses some challenges into understanding the evolving politics in the Osun State as of today.
This should have the chances of Governor ADEWALE, Mr. Biro.
Well, as far as concerned, I think ADEWALE have a high chance of winning that election, unless he threw out his own chances in this community, because as APC is in Osun State, there is a crisis in the APC. And even those that come from PDP to APC, I'm sure some of them will have to go back to the PDP or go to another party because many of them will not get the nomination. Because one of them, the reason why they moved to the APC, that maybe they were able to get another ticket to return to the House of Rep or the House of Senate. But the way I'm saying it, all of them will not get their tickets. And the crisis, the way the candidate of APC was selected in also APC is having a crisis in the party. And unfortunately for the party, they have to select all their candidates before the Austrian election. So what will now determine the chance of APC is how are they going to manage the selection of senatorial and rep candidates. What I would like to know, the likes of Missouri, the likes of ADEYEMI, they are already the likes of Ogunbiyi, they are already aggrieved because they are not allowed to participate in the election, and they are not even allowed, they are disqualified. So, and someone like Omisori, that was a former deputy governor, former national secretary of the party, now say you disqualified him. So that one is alone is a question mark. So are they going to appease him with senatorial tickets or they already have a deputy governor now, which is not this man from Edward, which is not from Omisori's camp. That means are they going to appeal him with also his senatorial tickets or any other thing? So that will determine the support of those people from the APC.
Does this further show that Governor Adeleke is having the support of the federal, Alhaji?
Thank you, the anchorman. I will first make clarifications. Honorable Olatunji is the deputy governorship candidate of APC. He's a placeholder. He will be replaced.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, it's a placeholder. He will be replaced. It's just for them to meet up with the deadline. Then Chief BC Akande attended the defection ceremony held in Oshogbo, but like Chairman Mao said, the former gubernatorial aspirants, almost all of them, were not there. So it's a sign that some of them are still aggrieved and they need to be pacified. So that's the truth. But talking about the importance of the event or of the development, I will say it is quite important because we are talking about 2 serving senators, 3 serving members of House of Representatives. And out of the 5 National Assembly members, only 2 are first-time members. The 3 of them, we have Senator Fadamusi, who has built a political structure since almost 15 years now, and is a second-term member. We have Honorable Wole Oke, who since 2003 has been a member of House of Representatives, and I was unable to do that only just for 4 years. Meaning I spent over 16 years, almost
20.
as a member of House of Representatives. We have Honorable Saya Omeri, a former local government chairman, a former member of this Affair Allocation Committee or something. This committee,
New Mobilization Allocation of Fiscal Commission.
a former commissioner, and a member of House of Representatives. So these are people. That was why the state chairman in his speech called them political giants, and nobody would disagree with him because these are people considering their antecedents, considering the role they have played in politics, in the Ocean politics. You won't say no. They are just pushovers. No, but I want to say this, and I will refer to statements made by Malam Nasiru El-Rufai, Malam Balaji Abdullahi, that governors are not the one to determine who people will vote for. So I will also say that National Assembly members, because we are making mistakes in this country, especially the politicians, they are always after people occupying political positions. Because they fail to understand that yes, they may be useful in terms of providing the necessary supports, financial, whatever, moral, logistic, all those things. But the people will be the one to determine who wins or who loses in an election. And what I'm envisaging and what I'm seeing is what is likely to happen. I foresee a situation where Nigerians will collect money and still vote for the people they want. But with what happened in Edo State, maybe because 2007 election was still far away. But now we are having off-cycle governorship elections in Ekiti and Osun, and we'll be having December next year. December. So I expect Nigerians to vote wisely. Collect money, yes. Collect, but vote your conscience. Because if
I like it. From all this we are saying right now, voting conscience, anybody's conscience can be the governor of Osun State, can be the APC candidate, can be the PDP have been struck out of
For now.
I don't think
PDP has no candidate.
They have no candidate.
no. I don't think they can have candidate for the election too. Can they still?
They can resolve
their challenges. They can resolve it.
So anybody can vote anybody. The question we're asking today is, in your own view, what is the chances of Governor Ademola Adeleke? Can he return?
Well, the last time I checked, I'm not.
People are looking at him like he's in the Accord Party. He's not popular. Yes, he might be the governor, but like you said, those are hold offices does not decide who people vote for. And if these federal lawmakers, like you rightly stated, their political strength, the strength of their political structure, and they're likely to work with the APC, it means it might be very difficult in Osun State for Governor Ademola Adeleke. So what do you think are his chances of returning? Is he going to dance away and leave the power, or is he going to dance back into the government house?
Well, the last time I checked, I'm not God's secretary. God will determine who wins and who loses. That's number one.
That your question is too categorical. It doesn't work like that.
What are you saying? That's what I'm saying. I did not say tell me who will win.
You have just rephrased it.
That's what I've been using. His chances.
Anyway, just hold on. The has the flow.
His chances.
I just made that clarification. So God knows who will win. That's number one. But the thing is this. Considering the fact that there have been developments that have led to what I will call people living potting from one place to another, and the fact that some have gotten labeled, so to say, or so to speak, that labeled, oh, this party is bad, this party is good. That's number one. Then the other thing is, the governor is in a court party with members of the State Executive Council. And commissioner, all members of the State Executive Council and the governor and the deputy, they're in a court party.
He took his structure.
Yes. The members of House of Assembly, they are in PDP. The majority of the leaders of the structure are in PDP. And you see, one thing about Nigerians, don't get them confused. You can do that in states, for example, what happened in Bauchi in 2019, where late President Muhammad Buhari won, but the governor lost. Some people became members of House of Assembly and members of House of Rep or whatever in Kwara State, but people knew that they were not qualified. But because of bad wagon effect, they just voted them. So, when you create confusion for your supporters, now some are in Accord Party, some are in PDP. And Even in PDP, former Governor Lagusoyi Oyinlola, as some leaders of the party, they had a press conference. Now look, yes, Adeleke has left, but we are not leaving PDP. And they indirectly pass the message that they are not supporting his candidacy. That's number one. Number two, we have the APC that controls the federal government. And the people who are in APC, especially at the upper level, are politicians and not weak politicians. I won't say more than that. Number three, majority.
Alhaji, you have failed to give a prediction.
I'm trying to build it. I'm trying to build it.
Time is not on our side.
Okay, just 1 minute. 1 minute now. This majority of the people that control the way people will go in Osun are civil servants. As a journalist, call some civil servants and ask for their views.
No problem. It's still the same. We did not give us what we want. Please, GM, please conclude.
I foresee Adeleke returning to Bola Ige house.
Simple. Thank you. Thank you.
You see, no, it is a.
Let's quickly look at our third. Let's look at our third topic for today. Let's look at the issue of Abubakar Malami and also Malam Nasir El-Rufai. He went and visited the FCC on Monday. There's a bit of protest. He went. People protested his visit to the FCC. There were reports of tear gas to just disperse the protest. But the last thing we hear is he's still expected to be there. The lawyers are trying to file a bail for him to be released from the custody of the EFCC. But he has said a lot of things recently. Let's first look at the tap thing, because the presidency have also said they've sued him for the fact that he said because they too also do it. So he had found people to also tap and get their conversation. Is that a criminal offense?
Ross, it's a criminal one. What
I think it's a criminal. It's criminal.
Criminal. Huh? You are tapping somebody's line. It's a felony.
But what
I'm not a lawyer, but it's a felony.
What he said is the government also do it. They too
They have reason to do it.
Wait. He said government.
Mm-hmm.
He himself, was he not a government before? The thing he was doing as a government, can he still be doing it now? You understand? Government is government. Government has no mate, has no equal. We have to be realistic. If
Except from the law.
I said no equal.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't say they are above the law.
We must make one point very clear. The hunters now become the hunted. That's the case of Malami and El-Rufai. Because we find out that in the 8 years of Buhari administration, the two of them were too powerful and they exercised that power to the maximum. Like Malami was allegedly behind the crisis the then EFCC guy had. And
Magu.
And along the line, El-Rufai also hunted even so many journalists. Majority of the people from
He denied hunting this is
hold on. Have you ever seen anybody accused of a crime who will willingly, without having had something?
But he said it's not an activist against him. He said he's against Gandhi. He mentioned him.
That is his best.
That is what he says right now.
The point that he does not mean it is correct. Have you forgotten? Anybody who owns his mouth can say anything.
Well, let's look at some of his defense. Let's see if he has a point, because this is what I'm trying to put out there.
Points. What type of point? He said that not only. I wish you could play it again. What he said is that the guy asked him categorically that So you tapped Nuhu Ribadu's phone, and he said no. Somebody tapped it and gave the information to him. So therefore, he's an accomplice. So only, they are all the same. That is on that regard. Furthermore, you will see that in the case of Nasru El-Rufai, you can see a lot of sour grapes in his behavior. This was a man who was supposed to be a minister. And don't forget, there was an unconfirmed narrative. Ganduje FCT, El-Rufai Power, Nuhu Ribadu Petroleum. Then El-Rufai became angry, saying, who is this small boy, a DPO in Uganda or somewhere in Lagos, that I took to Obasanjo and they gave EFCC. They will now give him petroleum, me, they will give me power. There was that one. Then there was that statement that nobody can confront him. That good luck confront him. He is in Otuoke. Umaru, let President Yar'Adua confront him. Yena Kabari, that he is in the grave. Then again, there was also one crisis in which he delivered his speech to some people who are not Hausa people, who are not Fulani people in Kaduna. It was described as hate speech. When he was doing that, his presentation before the Senate, apparently, those documents were circulated to all the senators. So that was what worked against him. And let's not forget that progressively, Nasru El-Rufai has been attacking the Tinubu government, even going to the extent of name calling. So what some of us believe is that Nasru El-Rufai is grandstanding so that he will be arrested. He will now whip up one regional ethnic sentiment against the federal government of Tinubu. That is the way some of us are seeing it. So we must be careful. Because whether we like it or not, we are in Kwara State. And we are in Kwara State. Kwara State really is the binding gum of Nigeria. So when you have actors like El-Rufai provoking, we must be very, very careful as to how we project them to the Nigerian public so that we don't give the impression that they are heroes. Maybe 5, 6, some people say up to 8 journalists were locked up when El-Rufai was governor of Kaduna State.
Like I said, I share the opinion that we must be careful not projecting them as heroes. But I also share the opinion that we must also not be careful not projecting them as villain when the court has not pronounced them as one. That's why everybody will always have their aspects of the story. So in as much as we are looking at it from the angle of, okay, he has stabbed it, this might be this might be this, what he said in his own defense too, as his own point, should also be critically considered and examined, which is what I'm trying to do on the show today. So like GM said, the hunter has been hunted.
Definitely. I believe tapping someone's phone, as far as the Nigerian law is concerned, is invasion of privacy. So the government is doing it, does not give him the right to do it. But we all know that in political palace and in propaganda palace, people do it. It has happened in the past where Sonika even did it during the First Republic. He even invaded the whole Western region broadcasting service because of the issue of Awolowo or something like that. People do it. But trying to have coming out to say it on the public live television means maybe he wants to waste out of side of sentiment so that he will be arrested and need to get the president. Because if he did not say it, nobody will know that they tapped the phone of Ribadu. For him to say it is not stupid. He did it deliberately. And at the point he was trying to make.
When Omokri also make a statement from that if someone can tap the president, the NSA's phone,
it's an indication that the security communication in Nigeria is in a mess. And let's not forget that brigadier in Bordeaux who died. He communicated, he died, man.
No, they said, according to the military, they said he's missing in action.
I think they have come out categorically to say that the man's life has been lost. In any case, there are indications clearly that are all over the social media.
Because even in that interview, El-Rufai also mentioned him as missing in action. And that's what the last defense said.
You see, you are going elsewhere. The simple thing is that the man's communications with his base was
hijacked.
Was interfered with. So that is the real issue. Whether he's dead or not, Allahu Alam. But the fact is that he's missing. And there is nothing to indicate. Because normally when people are under a hammer, I don't know the constraint, there will be a means. There's something they call proof of life. There is no proof of life of the brigadier.
Alaji, you want to add something quickly? We need to leave.
Let me make clarifications. It is an offense to tap because it's an invasion of that person's privacy rights. But the question is this: who provided Rufai with that information? Are we not thinking that it could possibly be a military officer, a police officer, or somebody in the military? That's number one. Number two, the security agencies have the right to request for details or activities or anybody's in respect of anybody's phone or phone number rather.
Yeah, you communicate
just like what happened but you can do it discreetly. Like what happened in 2007 when Justice Thomas Neron they got the details to prove in court that Justice Thomas Neron had conversation with Barrister Kunle Daye, last lawyer.
Hello, good morning. Your name and where you're calling from?
This is Rotimi calling back.
Quickly, Mr. Rotimi, we're about to
be
leave.
seriously careful with El-Rufai. We are talking about politicians. We don't know what strong connection between El-Rufai and the president. Because he's so bold enough to be telling all this kind of thing. And for somebody to start from the government security something, it's a serious or something.
Thank you very much.
We don't have any evidence to prove that our security is working.
Thank you very much.
That's the reality.
Thank you very much.
This is what we know, and we don't know what has happened before this time around again. Let us think about that.
Thank you.
Be careful with the politician of Nigeria, especially everybody is strong. You want to fight the government.
Thank you very much.
I don't know if you can do it successfully or not. It's up to Tinubu.
Thank you very much, Mr. Rotimi. Be careful with former governor of Kaduna State, Nasir El-Rufai. Selfless leadership prioritize the growth and well-being of citizens, invest in the citizen and serviceable. Those are part of the message of Mr. Kolade Anyide, sending the message from Asadam. Thank you very much, fellow colleagues, for joining me this morning. My name is ADEYEMI. Thank you to the listener, those that we've been able to take your reaction, and the ones we cannot take. We appreciate everybody for choosing your shiny supreme radio station. Until next week, Wednesday, when we come your way again with the show Editors and Guts. Don't forget, keep choosing Diamond FM. Good morning.